Man.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Live from the Owl's Nest. I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And together we are Royal
Royal
Wise,
Wise.
computer software training and support, specializing in QuickBooks Online, Microsoft Office business productivities, and
All things Apple.
all things Apple. So we are so excited to be here. Happy
2022.
2022.
Yay! We
Yay!
made it.
Well, we'll see how this year goes. It seems like the 2020s just have something exciting every time we turn a corner, but we'll just keep on rolling with that. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
You ready? You ready for all the great things going to happen this year?
Oh my God, they've already started like deluging me with all the awesomeness.
Well, why don't we just get started with you then? And why don't you tell us a little bit about what's happening out there?
Well, the first thing is I found my vintage sales pad LIFO the Party t-shirt. So for those of you who understand what LIFO means, you think this shirt is absolutely hysterical, and the rest of you have no idea what I'm talking about. But check out the shirt that I found. I'm really excited about that. So that was my start of 2022. And
last in, first out?
Yes.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
See, look how well I've taught him.
Yeah, I learned that from you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
So if you are a bookkeeper out there, you're probably experiencing the same thing that I am, that all of a sudden, all of your clients, including the ones who you haven't heard of from for years, are now calling you from out of the blue to get ready for tax season. And if you are a business owner, you are probably looking at your books going, wait, this isn't right. Something's wrong here. I need to call my bookkeeper. So this is kind of high season for everybody rushing madly to get their books all cleaned up for 2021 so that you can file your taxes. And personally, it's something that I love to do for my clients because I love sorting things into little boxes, and I love reclassifying transactions for where they belong and finding the duplicate revenue and getting it out of the book so that you don't pay too much in taxes. So
you love that.
I do.
Oh, hey, great. Hey, each of their own.
Exactly, but that's why I'm a QBO rock star, and kind of the, as my friends in high school used to call me, the special child. So what I want you to come away with, if you are a bookkeeper, make sure you're doing your self-care and not working all the hours, just most of them. If you are a business owner, please give your bookkeepers and your tax preparers plenty of time going into this season, and start now. It is 1099 season. You do have to get your 1099s to your contractors out by the end of this month.
We've got a hi from Sheila. Hi, Sheila.
Hey, Sheila.
Thanks for anybody else out there, chat us up. Throw some chats in. We can see chats now.
Yeah. So for the 1099s, you need to tell the IRS if you have hired any subcontractors who provide you services through the year. The threshold is $600 paid by some sort of method that came out of your checking account. So if you paid them by credit card or PayPal or anything where the money went to a third party and then they paid them, those get handled through 1099Ks. But if you sent a check, paid in cash, did an ACH, paid by Milio Bill Pay, did a direct deposit, any of those routes, you do need to tell the IRS that you paid them so that they can make sure that the subcontractor is not working under the table.
Wait. This isn't a class. Where can I learn about all this stuff, okay, Alicia? Right. Where can I learn about this?
So if you found that interesting, then head over to royalwise.com. I just taught the class about the 1099 wizard and how to do your 1099s in QBO, but you can register for the class now. The information is pretty much the same, but the fresh videos are going to come out in about a week, and we'll make a big announcement. So if you want to know how to do your 1099s in QuickBooks, definitely take that class.
I think the link just showed up in the chat on Facebook. And if not, you can go to royalwife.com and visit the calendar and just look at last week's classes, and it'll be on there.
Yeah. And so just coming back around to what I was saying is if you are a business owner, and even if you think your books are spot on, please talk to your bookkeeper and have them do a file review, because you know what you know, but you don't know what you don't know. And your bookkeeper is going to find all the little stray things that you didn't know and save you a whole bunch of taxes. So, for example, if you reconcile your own books, awesome. But make sure you don't just match what is on the statement. You also have to take care of what's not on the statement, because that's actually showing up on your P&L and balance sheet in weird ways, and you don't want to pay taxes on that extra stuff. That's my soapbox.
Oh, I'm glazing over here.
I'll shut up then if I'm making you glaze over. I don't
Well,
have a chance out there.
I don't do that for my own company. I'm not doing it for somebody else's company. You knock yourself out.
And that's why he loves me, because I do it for my own company.
You love that.
I do. What's going on in your world?
My world. What is my
Yeah.
world? Oh, the Apple world. You know what? Apple's got some weird stuff going on out there in the world. Just yesterday, we found out that they hit the $3 trillion market value. They're the first company in the world
Wow.
to have a $3 trillion market value. So, of course, the stock is plummeting. So we're down about $10 or $15 per share in the last couple weeks or last
There
month.
goes my retirement
It's
plan.
absolutely tumbling because we're doing so well. We sold more iPhones over Christmas than ever before. And of course, the stock market doesn't like that. Success, terrible. Anyway, not a problem. We always bounce back. We're still on an upward trend for the year, so I'm not super stressed about that. Now, for me, it's just post-Christmas. Everybody got new machines and new iPhones and new iPads. We're still ordering devices for people, setting them up, doing data transfers, just helping people make good decision choices and all of that kind of stuff. Personally, I've got one thing I want to bring up, and that's the fact that I've been working with a friend of mine named Rada Joy. I'm going to give her a little shout out. Hey, Rada, from pepplugs.com. So that's pepplugs.com, personal ear protection plugs. We had been talking about ear protection. She makes custom-made earplugs for people and does hearing tests and screenings. And I wrote a blog article for her, and I think we're going to throw that up in the chat, so if you want to read it. But it's about the fact that the Apple Watch actually monitors your decibel levels, and if you are in an environment with over 80 or 90 decibels, it will warn you. If you're in there for too long and you're going to get hearing damage, it will say, hey, you've got to get out of this environment, and or what are you laughing about?
I'm laughing because we had band practice over New Year's, and my watch started pinging me because I was standing near my amp, and apparently that was too loud for my ears.
And so if you are in an environment where you could be over 80, 85, 90 decibels for too much time, your watch will warn you and tell you about that. And so in the blog article, I go over how to set the decibel level and just turn on the notifications. And then the other thing that we talked about in that article was the fact that on your iPhone, you can actually have a headphone safety settings where your iPhone will actually, if you have AirPod Pros in or headset on or anything, if the music on your phone is too loud, it will actually reduce the volume itself if you've been listening to loud music for too long. And there's also a little on and off switch for a reduced loud sounds. And so if you're like watching a movie, I know this happens to me when I'm watching movies all the time, where all of a sudden the music comes on and it's like raw, and then they're talking and you're like, I can't barely hear them, I'm turning it up, and then this music comes on, raw, right? And so it'll actually reduce those loud sounds on you so that you can turn it up to hear the dialogue, but when the loud sounds come, it'll automatically reduce those sounds, knowing that they're going to blow your ears out.
That's really cool that they can do it dynamically and kind of sense it and just adjust it for you.
Yeah. And so I want to thank Rada and Pep Plugs, and go visit pepplugs.com for just the conversation got me to research it and learn about it. And even in my Apple happy hour, I just got out of a happy hour with my students, my membership subscription students. And we had a great conversation about Apple and sound and AirPod Pros and the new AirPod Maxes and Bluetooth hearing aids and just all sorts of great topics. And so I just want to kind of pitch that a little bit too, where with royalwise.com, we do have membership subscriptions. And with that, not only do you have access to our videos and us as experts, but you have access to a community. And that's what my happy hour is really about, is bringing together my community of students so I can tell them what I'm learning, what I'm doing. But then I showed them this blog article, and next thing you know, they had all these questions that got me to look at and think about all of these sound aspects of Apple devices that I may or may not have been delving into. So it was really great to be inspired by my own students and to see these students inspire each other.
Well, what you're saying also just made me think that one of the things that I know is different from when I grew up as a kid is my kids listen to music, but they always listen in their AirPods. And when I was a kid, I listened by blaring it out in the house and having my parents pounding on the door saying, turn it down, turn it down. And I just realized that I have absolutely no idea if my kids are listening to their music too loud. And I wonder if there's a difference between having it that close to your ear versus having it like reverberating around the room and how that affects your hearing.
I think both of them can be bad, but I'm going to bring my son Zip down to Rada, and she's going to give us some hearing tests, and we're going to see did Zip's new AirPod Pros blow his ears out or not. And he said he's willing to. He's like, Dad, I want to know that too. I'm willing to go down. And she's got this really cool, I'm going to just mention this. She's got this laser scanner where she can scan your ear and then 3D print custom fitting earplugs. A lot of problems with earplugs is they don't fit quite right. And then the way they've been doing it is silicone molds. They stuff your ear full of silicone and then they pluck it out. And it's really uncomfortable and kind of gross. She now can just do 3D like scanning and then send it to a 3D printing lab and have your earplugs 3D printed, and they fit your ear perfectly because they're based on the scan of your ear.
That's really cool.
Yeah, kind of the way they're doing the braces now. They're doing the retainers.
My mouth guard was made that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Super cool. Use the technology. We love the tech. Who loves the tech?
I love the tech.
Okay. Yeah, I'm throwing it back to you, but that's kind of what I've been interested in and some of the stuff we've been talking about. So
awesome. So in the Intuit world, the other thing is that this is also the season when all the business owners are saying, oh, I need to start over completely from scratch because I know I wasn't doing it right and I really want to learn QuickBooks Online. So I have my boot camp is coming up, and this time I'm actually teaching it completely from scratch, fresh again, just to refresh the material since the interface changes all the time. And so that is, I'm splitting, it's a 6-hour class and we now call it the boot camp. And I'm teaching it on 2 3-hour sessions. One of them is on the 11th and one is on the 18th. And so you come to both of those sessions live. You get to ask questions and interact and participate with the class. You get a recording of the class. And then you also get a digital copy of my QBO book as part of it. You get a 180-page PDF that's basically an instruction manual for like, how do I make an invoice? And you go look up how to make an invoice. And so it's a really, really good class for those fundamentals. So if you're either a beginner with QBO or you've got some chops, but you know that you just kind of figured it out on your own and you want to make sure that you haven't missed anything, it's a great fundamental class to take. So that is coming up. And then on February 3rd, I'm doing my year-end cleanup class. And so earlier I mentioned that this is my time of year when I clean up everybody's books and get it ready for the tax man. And if you want to do that too, come take that class on February 3rd so that you can look at all the different things to look at in your QBO to make sure that your QuickBooks is accurate. So I'm doing that one. And then on February, I should know the date of this, I think it's the 17th, Kathy Grosskirth is going to be our guest teaching an Accounting 101 class, because my whole portal is all about using QuickBooks, but you still actually kind of have to know some accounting. If you're going to be a bookkeeper, you have to know what debits and credits are and how to use them and T accounts and all of that behind the scenes stuff. And so we're going to add a course about
that means
behind
time
the
out,
scenes.
right? T account
No,
out.
it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't. It means that your debits have to equal your credits.
I got LIFO, but I didn't get the T account.
And debits aren't bad and credits aren't good and debits aren't down and credits aren't up. So you kind of have to know what all that stuff means.
Don't tell Alicia, but I actually have an MBA and I didn't know what that was.
La la la. I have to put my earpads in so I can't hear you. So if you know that you would like some accounting fundamentals, come take our Accounting 101 class with Kathy Grosskirth. So Kathy, I'm looking forward to working with you on that class.
Yay, Kathy.
Yay.
Hey, I'm going to just bring this up. Sheila threw a chat up there that says that's cool because the AirPods don't fit my ears. I just want to clarify one thing. When I was talking about the scanning and the 3D printing, those are earplugs, just normal like silence to get the sound to not be around me. We're not custom designing AirPods yet. I just want to make sure that's clear.
That would be really cool.
Well, but I mean, there is an opportunity that you could possibly build something the AirPods fit in that is custom to the size of your ear.
Tiny little silicone cups. What if you could make one of those that's actually
a little clip-on thing that fits your canal.
There's $1 million.
You just gave away the $1 million idea to everybody on Facebook. But anyway,
somebody take that idea and then just send me the commission.
You the commission. I'm the.
Well, that was my idea.
So I'm going to just say to Sheila real quick. I don't know if you have just regular AirPods or AirPod Pros. But the AirPods don't have any sort of custom feel or whatever. And the AirPod Pros have that little tiny rubber nubby that actually helps fit in your ear better. I know AirPods are $180 right now and AirPod Pros are $250. But
it's worth the extra.
The AirPod Pros have a couple of features talking about hearing protection. Is the transparency. So that when you're listening to music, you can hear what's happening around you, so the car can't get you. And then it also has noise cancellation, so that you can hear what you're hearing, and it kind of numbs everything else out. I use my AirPod Pros as earplugs with noise cancellation, even when I'm not listening to music. If I just need it to be quieter around me, I put in my AirPod Pros with noise cancellation and don't play music, just put them in, and it does numb the sound around me. So
my daughter does that when we play music.
Yeah, when we play oh, that's not. So Sheila, I'm just look at AirPod Pros and you're going to get a much better fit and a couple other cool hearing support things.
Yeah, I really like the transparency. I really like the ability to shut out the world or be able to hear the cars coming up behind me.
Right, yeah.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
No, for me, I think that's mostly good.
We did it.
Yay.
Once again.
I sure did.
Did we get that? Did we get that on camera?
Nice.
Oh man, I'm gonna watch that on YouTube tonight so many times. So good. A champion over here. So anyway, that's Alicia.
And that's Jamie.
Together we're royalized. We will see you in class. Thanks for joining us in the Owl's Nest.
Happy New Year.
Is your nose okay?
I'm okay. That was awesome.